Watch as the glowing shape floats down the corridor, then appears to enter a doorway. What is this phantom menace? Edgar Harris believes that it is the arm of his dead mother who once lived in the house.
Herein is found the general overall effect of the ghost phenomenon. It seems to act as a mechanism to reshape the minds of many about the nature of things. This idea that the human spirit goes on perpetually, moving from one lifetime to another, or may even be found roaming the earth to resolve some unfinished business, or because it has lost its way to the light, or does not know how to cross over, seems to be given credence as a direct result of ghost encounters in a large percentage of the population. It also seems to serve as a catalyst for becoming involved in the occult, mysticism, and embracing the ideas of reincarnation. No doubt most of us have heard of people who have recalled past lives while undergoing hypnosis, or heard claims of deceased loved ones appearing to family members with words of comfort, or of people who were clinically dead but revived with the most incredible tales of their ventures into the netherworlds. Given the vast scale on which these things occur, as well as the large number of eyewitnesses, often with audio and video footage available backing up their stories, there is definitely something going on here. But what is it? Are the spirits of the dead haunting the earth? Can the living communicate with their loved ones who have crossed over? And what of past life remembrances? Or those who have claimed they have had a near-death experience? Though it may appear on the surface these phenomena are separate, I believe they are actually connected. So let's break it down, looking at each of these in turn.
Of life after death, or is it a trick of the mind? Well, with us now is Anne Walsh, who has a remarkable story to tell.
When I died, I floated up to the ceiling, and then I went through this tunnel.
I went into a tremendous place of peace, a place of great light.
A sense of complete oneness, peace that I've longed for ever since.
I was able to have a telepathic conversation with a horse. Everything was alive, the trees, the corn.
I didn't hear any sound. I saw sunlight and I could see it. It was a beautiful garden.
These reports are typical. A person is clinically pronounced dead, and sometime later revives, reporting they floated above their body, could see and hear everything going on, and then they found themselves drawn toward a tunnel of brilliant light, while at the same time feeling the most intense peace they have ever known. Though we have all probably heard these near-death reports of heavenly visions and light, a sense of oneness with everyone and everything, and profound, indescribable peace, what is rarely reported are the near-deaths of those who describe encounters with hell. Even though rarely talked about in the books and media coverage on this subject, hell accounts represent a good 10% of all reported near-death experiences. Many of these reports come from individuals who were not religious in any way, made by people who have even been confirmed agnostics and atheists all their lives.
Rudy has always been a confirmed atheist, but even so, when he was 43 years old, he had a powerful religious vision.
I was lying on my bed in the ward in Crawley Hospital when suddenly it seemed to me that everything was changing. The room was still the same size, but it was becoming something else. I thought that I had to fight against this at first, and I tried very hard mentally to bring myself back to normal, because I thought that I was going mad. I thought that I had died and I had gone to hell. I was told that I had gone there because I had not been a devout Christian, a believer in God. I was quite shocked to find that the Christian religion was the correct one. I was very depressed, very alarmed, very worried at what had happened, and at the thought that I was going to remain here forever.
When speaking of hell, Jesus said in the Gospels that in hell there would be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I never understood what he meant by there would be gnashing of teeth. That is, until I began studying near-death experiences of hell.
Anything that you've ever imagined or seen in a horror movie, it was worse than that.
In 1985, 38-year-old Howard Storm was traveling in Europe when he suddenly collapsed with a perforated stomach. Rushed to the hospital, his condition quickly worsened.
The doctors told me that my life expectancy was about 5 hours.
That night, Howard lost consciousness. As he slipped toward death, Storm believes he left his body. Mysterious voices called out to him, and he followed them into the hallway.
There were a number of these people, male and female, all adults, and very difficult to see them. They immediately encircled me. They were getting closer, and it was getting tighter as we went into this increasing darkness. And I'm just completely terrified. So they began to push and pull at me. They were definitely trying to elicit pain. What they were doing at first was scratching and biting. And then it got much worse. And I had their mouths in me and on me. I was screaming, I was fighting.
Although not a religious man, Storm says he called out prayers he had learned as a child in Sunday school.
And the people who were around me couldn't bear the mention of God. And they became extremely violent and agitated. So I yelled out with everything that I had, "Jesus, please save me." And he came to me and touched me and lifted me up and made me whole and filled me with his love and embraced me.
Within minutes, Howard Storm was revived, and after surgery he recovered. But his life was forever changed by what he believes he saw.
This was like the portal of hell or the entrance to hell. People need to know that they are making their eternal destiny right now, today, at this moment.
Indeed, Scripture teaches plainly that there is an invisible war going on over the souls of men. Scripture teaches that Satan is real, and he is known in the Scriptures as the great deceiver of the human race. Let us forever burn the statement of a devout atheist in our minds, and never forget the warnings hidden in his words.
I was quite shocked to find that the Christian religion was the correct one. I was very depressed, very alarmed, very worried at what had happened, and at the thought that I was going to remain here forever. That I was going to remain here forever.